Right, morning, bank holiday Monday. Right, we got what, 10, 11 days till I set off to Body Power now. So I thought I'd start to bring this part to a close, really, I suppose. I know of recent the videos have been a bit haphazard and not very regular. I suppose the main reason for that was it just, to me, it's very much a bit like Groundhog Day. And I sort of didn't think really I had anything interesting to say. A few people have commented that they thought I'd gone off the boil a little bit with it. And it was the everyday stuff that they did find interesting. So I thought, well, better late than never, I'll finish off a bit more consistently. And I'm going to keep the videos running through the PCT, particularly the first 6 weeks, and more on how I'm feeling, mental side of, potential size loss and all that sort of thing. Excuse me. Had a cheat yesterday. Had a cheat pretty much all day yesterday. It originally was planned to be sort of a basically no chicken and rice job, but eating sensibly. And I didn't start off too bad. Steak for breakfast. Went to MacArthur Glen, that was interesting. It was busy. Yes, we'll say no more about that. Fell in love with a pair of headphones in the Bose shop, but unfortunately at 129 or something like that for the cheap ones, and 229 for the noise cancelling ones, they're going to stay in the Bose shop for now. Went into York, had a wander around, chicken and chips for dinner. So, it wasn't brilliant, but it wasn't the world's worst. And then went past Patisserie Valerie and ended up with a load of stodgy cream shit. I ate that last night and felt as sick as a dog. Stomach's been killing all night, and to be honest, for what I suffered, they really weren't worth it because they didn't taste that brilliant either. I find that a lot. The thought of the cheat meal far surpasses the actual taste of it. Anyway, that's it now till Body Power. I'm not really dieting as original planned. I'm just tightened up a little bit. I'm going to drop a bit of water. And generally, feeling pretty good. Still got niggles. Leg feels good. Main one at the moment is still this right tendon, forearm, bicep tendon 1. The whiplash problem, stress, strain in my upper neck, whatever it was, is now finally eased. And otherwise, all feeling not so bad. Finished filming. Was absolutely knackered towards the end of it. It was good. It was a lot more tiring than I expected. Wasn't really intrusive, to be honest. I think there was a good balance of with what we did. I was a bit disappointed with my training, and it's something that's really stuck with me after the video. I can train harder, I have trained harder, and I will train harder. People may think, I don't know, people will be judge what they judge when they see the video, but the fact that it's now immortalised or will be immortalised in digital format is sort of, I don't know, it's left a bit of a bad taste in my mouth. Nothing to do with James Grealish or JG Films. Absolutely brilliant production, absolutely brilliant film guy, great to work with. More disappointed in myself. The problem is, I'll be judged on that, rightly or wrongly, but that will be the benchmark of how I train. And in particular like quads. And my back and shoulder workouts weren't the strongest on that day from effort point of view either. It was piss poor. Some of it was good, but not enough of it. So I'm carrying that away from that as, yes, I have got niggles. And yes, I do have to be a little bit careful, but instead of just going, oh, I can't do it and leaving it, I can do something else and still train as hard. So I've carried that off from that. The sleep issue became very prevalent. I don't know why it's become more of an issue of late. I think probably because I've had a few nights with sleepers where I've taken sleeping tablets and I've never used them before, and it's shown me the marked difference, which has made what was normal to me now made me realise how tired I really am. But I've got my appointments through. I think it's the 21st of this month, so hopefully there'll be some answers. Blood test results have come back, and I've got to speak to my doctor tomorrow. I haven't been told what they've come back as, but there is a request for a fasting blood test. Now, I've always been a bit strange with insulin, as in not injecting insulin, but as in how I react to carbs. So we'll see. But last time I had them done, they were all fine. So, and I've not used any insulin since. In fact, I've not used any insulin for several years. So I don't think there's anything drug-related causing a problem there. We'll just have to see. Diet's a lot better in the way of how it's sitting on my stomach. Moving back towards more solid food again, but just keeping it varied. The new burgers that the butcher's making up for me are going down really well. And all in all, I'm doing quite well now with that and getting an appetite back, so I'm really pleased with that. And that's everything else is pretty decent. Coming away from this, the other thing that became very apparent with the video, and I think what made me look at these things was more there was someone there questioning what I was doing. And things that I just accepted as being every day, it was like, well, that isn't normal for other people, so why is it like that and why is it like this? Fitness. Now, I'll be honest, I hate cardio. I'll do anything to avoid it. One of the reasons I don't compete is because I can't stand cardio, but I've got to get fitter. If I want to push any more size onto my frame, I've got to get fitter. So that's going to start. Just a bit of HIIT cardio post-workout, just try and get my physical fitness up. And that's really what I took away from the video in. The project itself, struggling to be objective, if I'm honest. Gained a massive amount of weight. Hit some of my strength targets, but didn't hit all of them, and wasn't consistent enough with the ones that I did hit. But then, I don't suppose the strength gains, really, if I'm going to be honest or be realistic, are going to be that sustainable and that massive at this end of the scale. If I was only benching 2 plates when I started, then to expect to be benching 3.5 or more at the end of it wouldn't be unrealistic. But when you're already benching 4 plus, it's a push to put much more on that. Happy to hit the 220 behind the neck press again on several occasions. Happy to hit the 260 bent over row. Happy to hit the 300 dead again. Disappointed I didn't get to rep with the 300 on the squat or more. And disappointed I didn't hit the 220 on the bench again. But it's not the be all and end all. I mean, I'm not a powerlifter, but I do like moving my weight. So they will continue to be there, they will continue to be targets, and we will continue to move towards them. Weight-wise, I got to where I expected. I possibly expected a little bit more, but then I didn't expect to have so many problems carrying that weight. I didn't realise the difference between carrying heavyweight when I was a fat git and heavyweight when I'm now not so much of a fat git, still a fat git, but not as bad. So that was an eye-opener. I think I found my perfect mix, definitely for bulking drug-wise, and that's a baseline of Deca, about 1 gram, with about 1.5 grams of NPP laid over the top, and 2.5 grams of test, and some sort of oral, probably oxys on top of that. So when I go back on in September, fitter, having held as much weight as I possibly can, then that's what I'll be using for the 12-week cycle I'm going to run from September through to Christmas. And I do think that not only will 26 stone be surpassed, but I think we'll be knocking on the door of 27, if I can handle the weight. And that's if I can keep my fitness levels up. Otherwise now it's more a case of get these niggles sorted, spend a bit of time not injecting, which I am looking forward to, I must be honest. A big holiday hopefully with the family in August, and not so much take the foot off the gas, because it's not a time to be doing that. I need to hold size, but maybe a time just to sort of reassess a few things and look at a few things from a different angle. I had got a bit weight focused with the weights I was using, and at times I'd lost sight of muscular stimulation. It's still there, it always has been, I've always been quite good with that, but it could be better. But, you know, I come away from this having learnt a lot about myself, having to face a few facts that I suppose in a way I didn't want to have to deal with in the way of the cardio, and maybe even so much as I may have to change some of my training style to negate injuries, but that I'm going to struggle with, because it's my training style that makes it enjoyable, and I know I can't do high volume because it bores me stupid, so we'll see what happens there. And now it's more a case of get some of this fuzz off me, get a bit of colour on my cheeks, drop a bit of water, keep diet tight, and see what happens with body power. Going to be strange, as I'm not on a stand, so I'm just going to be wandering around Friday and Saturday. I'm not going to be there Sunday. I'm meeting up with Rich Piana at some point. We've had a chat about that, but there's going to be no training. But he has said we will sit down and sort of get 5 minutes, if I can stand, well, the queues. And like I say, that's really it, to be honest. It's been an interesting project, and like I say, it's not over yet. I will document the PCT and I'll keep up with these video journals. And it's been a pleasure to have you along for the ride. I hope you've enjoyed it. And I suppose really that's it. I will do sort of proper close where because I haven't weighed myself in ages because I've been a bit, to be honest, scared to. But I'll do a full measurement weigh and put them against my original stats, and see where we are, and see what the net gain has been. I think condition wise I'm not far off what I was at Body Power last year, so I'm quite happy that that side of things has been kept under control. You've got to remember, for me, off season meant mega fat, so even though I'm fat in bodybuilding terms, for me I've held condition better than I ever have done before, so I'm very pleased with that. And I think the family is going to be glad of the break as well, to be honest, and a bit more flexibility in life. But like I say, I'll do a full review, size, weight, etc. And it's definitely not over. There's more to come. If you want to stick around, you're more than welcome to. If you're bored of my big hairy arse moaning and yabbing on about a lot of bollocks, and that's fair enough. Be nice to see you, and take care. And hopefully, you never know, I might meet some of you guys at Body Power. Right then, I've yabbered on for a quarter of an hour. I'm bored everybody's stupid, so I'm now going to piss off. And I promise you I'll get another one of these in either next week or just before we set off for Body Power.